It's been a minute since we did a show, man.
Oh man, like, has it been that long?
What you are about to hear is part one of the story of Olawale Lagesh and his attempts to pick up the pieces of his life over multiple years of alleged police harassment and government interference that ultimately landed him in a wheelchair, along with a continued fight for his personal justice. This conversation includes his personal account of events in his own words, and we're happy to share it with you. So let's get started.
BlaakTones TV.
I called to log a criminal complaint. Why are you here?
Why am I here?
Yes.
Because I was told there was a call here.
There was a call here. I'm logging a criminal complaint. Why are you here? Why is there 4 patrol cars to respond to a criminal complaint? And you need 4 patrol cars for that?
I'm sorry?
Do you need 4 patrol cars for that?
No, absolutely.
So why are you here right now?
How we gonna get it started?
Here we are. We on right now. I'm welcoming everybody back to the show. This is Chuck Jones with BlaakTones TV. You notice the logo, we took the TV off because it's not just TV no more.
Right.
This is entertainment. We're gonna be doing a whole lot more. But on your right, you know who Casalo is right there with the 2026. And then on the left, this is a new face for y'all. We got Wale. We spoke about you on the last show, but we didn't really get the full story. So right now, we just gonna sit here and have a conversation and introduce yourself. Tell me who you are first. Who is Wale? Where'd you grow up? You know, what kind of story? You don't have to make a long story unless you want to, but you know, truncated. Let me know who you are.
My name is Olawale Lagesh. That's what I go by for. I do spoken words, poetry for some time
Do
now.
you now?
I do.
I did not know that.
Yeah. See the layers.
Surprise, surprise. Okay.
Surprise.
All right.
Yeah.
So we might have to get you to do one or two of them before we end the show tonight.
Okay,
So.
I'm gonna see.
Okay,
A little
okay.
something. All right. I'm what you call an intellectual a little bit.
Okay.
Been made fun of to be a professional student. So, I stay in school.
Yeah.
I'm an advocate for veterans,
Okay.
first and foremost, and for criminal justice reform.
Okay.
I'm Nigerian American, so Olawale is my middle name.
Okay.
So
okay.
the name I put, what people may or may have not seen in the story, that's, first name, last name, but Olawale is my middle name. And I like to use this little pointer. As I remember I had my locks, right?
Yeah.
you
So Wale,
did, huh?
Yeah. So Wale, the rapper, right? They would say, "Oh, you're trying to be like Wale." No, I'm a grown ass man. My name is really Olawale,
Right.
and his name is Adewale. Wale is really his name, not a stage name. And that was always, like a cultural talking point.
Yeah.
But, military veteran, and what else?
Well, you say military veteran, which branch?
United States Air Force.
Okay. Air
I was
Force.
Air Force
yeah.
first, then I went into the Army. So
Oh, so you went to a multiple.
yeah, but technically on file is Air Force.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I've done a couple of things, worked a couple of federal agencies here and there. For the most part,
All right, y'all. We got the feds in the house.
Right.
so that's always the funny part. But like I was saying, after military, I stayed, federal government. So,
Okay.
Yeah, no.
So you got kind of a little bit of inside scoop on what's going on there. We'll have to, when we get to it, we'll have to ask you, some questions about what's happening right now and get your opinions on what's going on in the world.
Okay. Tracking.
Internationally, you know what I mean?
Yeah, tracking. And as I trained troops, I have what I like to say, this multi-faceted
Okay.
diverse background.
Good deal. So your name came up, like I said, the last show we did, and Casalo let us know that this is a story that we need to talk about, that needs to be out there. And I know you've told the story before, and I'm trying to figure out the best way to start it. Kasala, what do you think?
The best way it started is I had lost contact with Wale, and through trials and tribulations, he had been MIA, and I didn't know where he was at, and ran in contact with him. I was like, man, where you been? Because I hadn't seen you since I dropped you off last time. We had went out and kicked it, and then I hadn't heard from him, and then he's like, dude, I'm in a wheelchair. I'm like, what are you doing in the wheelchair? And that's where
it starts. Huh? You're like, okay,
it
what's that
right
story?
there?
Right?
And I was like, how is Wale in a wheelchair when he was very healthy when I dropped him off, walking, talking, doing everything, and then he started telling me, you know, hey.
So how long ago was this when you finally realized he was in a wheelchair?
This was just like over a month and a half ago.
And you hadn't seen him for how long?
Like 6 years, I think.
No, more like well, because we saw each other briefly before this happened. This happened in 2022, so about 4 years, maybe about 4 years, a little over that, because
right
during that time frame was when you dropped me off, where I was, giving you the gist, like they dragging me through the grinder and all this. So yeah, that was about 4 years.
So when he told me about it, and I was like, man, what you mean you got videos, you got this case going on? I was like, break it down.
Yeah. So let's get to the story. So break it down. I mean, where does it start? Where?
Right here in San Antonio, Texas.
Okay.
We're in a whole different country. You know, we in the United States, but Texas is its own country. And Wale could break it down how things went with him, and it's incredible.
Okay, so before you get started, so how old were you, and where were you as far as in your career?
2018. So this is what, 26. So 38, 37, 38. So, did I do that math right? No, that's about it. Yeah,
hey, once you get to a certain level, it don't even.
I know, it's like the math don't even matter anymore. Here, you read someone's book, it's like, whatever. They get the gist. No, so right now I'm 42, this 26. So 2018 was 8 years ago. So about 34, 35 where it really started.
Okay.
So sometimes I say you have to go back to the origins, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Foundations. When I tell people how ludicrous it is of how this really started, I was just joking earlier that sometimes my story sounds fabricated. Because when I tell people what this really started over, almost like, wait, what? How did we get here?
It's that wild of a story,
It's that wild of a story. And the night it started, I literally have a before picture. I like to take a lot of pictures. Look at me. I'm looking fly. I'm about to go hang out a little bit.
Yeah, if you send me those, I'll put them up.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And then the after picture of like, I left her in a sling and all that. So 2018, fast forward a little bit before Bay County. A little bit of a background. I'm a federal operator. So Air Force, Army thing. I'm special operations trained. So I do some things. I've done some things for the federal government.
Yeah, okay.
A lot of times it's not
things that shall not be named.
Well, sometimes it's things that don't, it's those guys that don't look and sound like you expect them to look and sound.
Yeah.
So, and another thing, when this started, I was working on my fourth master's and a doctorate.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm also special operations trained. I'm an expert marksman. So
okay.
When I say these things, people look at me like, what is this little veteran smoking a drink?
When you say you're an intellectual, that you mean it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So with that background, I tell people, I'll let you figure out what I really do for a living, huh? However, 2018, I was overseas. I got stabbed, ambushed, and I got stabbed with a bootstrap knife. Little. 6-inch Rambo knife.
That's not a little stab.
Yeah, I got gutted. Literally how you gut a goat. I got gutted overseas. I had 22 stitches in my neck twice.
Okay.
That was on Friday, July the 13th, 2018. And I know
Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th.
Here's where it already starts, right?
That's where
telling me the story.
Friday the 13th.
I had 22 stitches in my neck twice to save my life overseas.
Wow.
I got back into the U.S. Middle of August 2018.
Well, first of all, I mean, thank to whoever that you are here with us. You know what I mean?
By
to
grace
tell
of
this
God Almighty.
story.
By grace of God Almighty. So I got back into the U.S. in the middle of August 2018. And by the night of August 31st/September 1st, 2018, I am hogtied, shackled like an animal, my face busted open with a bag over my head, my blood clogging, and I'm literally about to suffocate to death on my own blood.
Is this what that video shows?
That's the video shows the second time.
Oh, wow. Okay. So we'll get to
this
that
first
later.
time,
Yeah. Okay.
This first time, they've refused to release any videos. They kind of like thought we were just buried under and we'll just act like it never happened. I still have a scar on my lip over here.
But why did that transpire though?
That's where I was going.
Why did you get hogtied and all?
All right. So good question.
Yeah.
Okay. How did you? A lot of times people like to dismiss. Well, you don't want to get up. Don't get locked up. Okay. All fair and square. That night of August 31st, 2018, a buddy of mine, at that point, he was still active duty military.
Okay.
I was talking about my Mercedes-Benz, right?
Right.
You know, he's like, hey, Wale, let me push the Benz. So the one time that I actually did the most responsible thing I could have done, which is, hey, somebody else drive. You know,
Okay.
he's drinking
Yeah.
milk.
Yeah.
He's active duty. I've been drinking and, okay. So he goes into the bar and goes to look for this same chick that's at the center of all this.
Right.
She invited us downtown, come hang out and what's not. She didn't answer her phone. I find out why later. He goes in the bar. I'm like, okay, it's almost 2. I'm just going to go sit by my car and wait for him to come back to the car. I see this one chick. Hey, what's up? How you doing? I like women.
Right.
This one, let's just call it what it is. This racist white dude comes over. Basically, the audacity of why am I talking to a white woman?
Okay.
That's where it starts. And, I just kind of ignored him.
And he's like you said, this is in San Antonio?
This is in San Antonio. I promise you, 100% everything that I'm speaking on hand to God. It's like one of those stories like, wait, if it wasn't my story, it sounds surreal, unbelievable.
Right.
So, I'm sitting by the Mercedes. Mind you, I'm driving a 2013 E350, fully loaded luxury edition.
Okay.
And I'm specifying that because later on, you'll know why.
Okay.
I'm sitting on the passenger side on the pavement. Mind you, he knows I don't dress like no bum.
Right.
I think that day I was in a suit and tie and I was in a sport jacket. I think I was in a vest, right? A blazer vest, right? Over a dress shirt. I'm sitting on the pavement. The guy calls the little police the SAPD park police.
Okay.
They come pedaling down. He calls them that I came back because his problem was why was I talking to the chick. So when I came back to sit by my Mercedes, he called in like I was back, like I'm bothering this chick waiting for Uber. Meanwhile, my Mercedes is parked right behind her car while she's waiting for Uber calls for people to let out the bar. So the cops show up. They're like, hey, what are you doing here? I said, I'm waiting for my buddy. I'm waiting for the keys to my car. The fob. He had the key fob, so I couldn't get in.
So they're already showing up with.
They're showing up, but it's that part of this car looks a little bit too nice to belong to your black ass.
Yeah.
So she goes, "This your car?" I say, "Yeah, it's my car." "This is your car?" "Yeah, this is my car." "This is your car?" "Yeah, this is my car."
This is the park police.
The park police. I said, oh no. So it gets more interesting. And then she says, "Okay, where's your insurance?" And I'm like, "Why? I'm not even driving. Moreover, I don't even have my car
I'm just
keys."
standing here, right?
I know. I was literally sitting down, like, I'm just like, okay, when he comes in, he'll unlock the car, get in the passenger side, and we go on.
Take off, right?
We take off. His car was parked at my house, right? Okay, so he's like, I said, "Moreover, I don't even have my car keys." He's like, oh, we could just tow your car. What? I shit you not.
They already starting on you.
No, true story. They literally did tow my car that night. I specified to make up that car because this is not no abandoned car or whatnot.
Yeah.
They left my firearm in the car that night. Luckily, it was still there when I picked up from the tow. $385 I paid to pick it up. But where it got more interesting is we could just arrest you for public intoxication. Excuse me? I shit you not. Well, you're publicly intoxicated. Wait. No field sobriety test.
So they're just throwing that on.
They're throwing. These are guys, they showing the muscle. You smell like alcohol. Excuse me?
Of course.
No. Hold on. And mind you, this whole time they don't know I'm a federal official, right?
Right.
So it's like, you smell like alcohol. What if I rubbing alcohol? Moreover, we're downtown drinking. I'm not driving. I'm not walking around. I'm literally sitting on my ass next to my vehicle.
Yeah.
Then he goes, your speech is slurred. What if I have a speech impediment? This is almost 8 years ago. I can remember this conversation because there's certain things that burn into your memory.
Yeah,
right. So he says,
It's that odd, and that's it, and off
Yep,
the wall, right?
Then he says, I could just put you under arrest. What? And then he put me in cuffs. And it's like, okay. Now my buddy comes back. Where he goofed up was he put the key fob on my side and left. And military, Air Force, don't leave a wingman behind. Military, don't leave a brighter border behind. Mind you, I'm a veteran. I'm a federal official. He's still active duty.
Right.
He's of African origin. He's new in the military. So now in hindsight, I'm like, this jackass left me. But then I think about it, like, I don't even know if he even got his citizenship yet.
Yeah.
So he's literally walking on eggshells.
Right.
In hindsight, I was like, okay, maybe I could understand. But if I ever knew what was to transpire after, then I definitely would have made sure he didn't leave that night.
Yeah.
But they're like, oh, we're gonna take you, put you under arrest or what's not. And as soon as I get to the downtown detention center on Frio Street, mind you, they arrested me unlawfully for public intoxication. For those of you that don't know, public intoxication is a Class C misdemeanor that you can pay over the phone. It's literally
It's
a Class
just a
C
fine,
misdemeanor.
right?
It's
Yeah.
just like a speeding ticket.
It's like a ticket.
Yeah.
It literally is a Class C misdemeanor. Is a ticket that you can literally pay over the phone and pay online. You don't even have to show up.
Okay.
They unlawfully arrested me for that. And when I got there, this one tall white boy deputy, you know how they do, slide my head into the wall and all this. Like, oh.
Already getting started. Yeah.
It's been that. It's gonna flex. Back then in 2018, what Bexar County used to do is it doesn't matter what you showed up in the county jail for. That's when they used to be on Frio Street, right?
Yeah. I remember.
They would shackle people like hardened criminals. I'm talking about hand to hand, leg to leg, leg irons. By the way, I also held a commission in the state of Texas.
Oh, okay.
Right? I have worked for the state of Texas also. So I've been through their training.
Yeah.
I know what's proper and improper handcuffing techniques, the way they tighten all that shit. So they do the 4-point shackles, and instead of putting the shackles in the front, they put it behind my back.
Really?
And this white boy stepped on it and shoved me to the back.
Wow.
This scar on my face, my hands are behind my back. I landed on my face.
Because you have no way of bracing yourself.
Bracing.
Yeah.
It's just literally face to the ground.
Yeah.
So now I'm bleeding. They put me in the corner cell.
And I know you haven't said any names, but I know you know the names of these people. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, one thing I have said publicly a lot recently is a bunch of these idiots, and I mean, they say I curse too much sometimes. A bunch of these geniuses have been under federal investigations for years.
Right.
At the same time, it's the fact that they just get going.
Yeah.
Okay. So now he slams me into the ground. They put me in the corner cell. You see that video that you see?
Yeah.
That's from 2019.
Okay.
That nursing station, they're right there. I'm literally bleeding, and I'm calling them like, hey, I need medical care. I got up. They saw me bleeding. They saw blood on the screen, right? You'll think any decent set of people would give this man treatment that has his face busted open.
Yeah.
They came, they sprayed the window, they wiped it down, and put a bag over my head. Then the same deputy tightened the shackles and hog-tied. When I say hog-tied, I don't know, I guess I qualify as a country boy.
So basically, they just doubled down.
They doubled down.
Yeah.
And hog-tied where hands to legs, like an animal. Mind you, I have a hole in my neck from being stabbed overseas.
Yeah.
Now I'm bleeding. The bag over my head, my blood is now clogging. And I'm going, I can't breathe. Please don't let me die here like this. Until today, and I'm going to put this shout out there. That man that was in the next cell on Frio Street, the downtown San Antonio detention center on Frio Street, on August 31st/September 1st, 2018, you stuck your hand through the mesh and took a bag over my head. I have called you my guardian angel for years. Because he said, come over here, let me take the bag off your head.
Wow.
I said, I can't move. They hog-tied me. He said, just roll over, man.
Yeah.
And I rolled over. I told you I left in a shoulder sling.
Yeah.
I rolled over my right shoulder. I've had previous surgery on the right shoulder.
Okay.
military injuries. So I rolled and he stuck his hand through the mesh and pulled the bag off my head. I almost suffocated to death on my own blood.
In the morning, it sounds like he may have been through something similar because he already knew, right? He's like,
he already knew. He's like, come over here, let me take the bag off your head.
Right.
And they left me. I'm yelling. This was before George Floyd. I can't breathe.
Right.
Please don't let me die here like this. I just came from overseas. Imagine I went through about 7 guys.
And just to remind everybody, this is all from you standing there
by sitting right next to my car.
Yeah.
So you have to understand the one time I didn't drink and drive. We all have driven, drunk and driven, or however, whatever. What is the lingo I'm looking for? We all have had a little drink or two here and there, and we jump in the car and you drive. So it's not like, okay, claiming to be this holier than thou saints. We all have done it. Everybody that drinks.
But you're just trying to do the right thing.
The one time that I actually had somebody else drive me, and I was just sitting my happy ass, waiting for him to come with my key fob, and I jump in the passenger seat, and that would have been it. So
okay, so now you've rolled over. He's taking the bag off your head.
Right.
So okay, what next?
Fast forward, my face is busted open, where you can literally see my teeth through my bottom lip.
Oh man!
I was treated at the VA hospital, so all this documents, pictures, all this exists.
That just tells the people the seriousness.
The seriousness of it.
Yeah.
You could literally, like, the next day for weeks, you could see my teeth. And I still have that scar on the, my beard here. In the morning, the sergeant for the little bike police came by. The sergeant for the detention center asked me, what asshole did this to you? And, I informed them. The sergeant for SAPD bike police said, do you want to go to the hospital or you want to go home? I shit you not. These questions, as I'm sitting there, he said, do you want to go to the hospital or you want to go home? Because I could take you to the hospital, but I'm about to get off my shift, and then I have to be here overtime and all this.
He didn't want to be.
He didn't want to be there, but wait, I almost died in their custody.
Yeah,
do you really think I want to be here with y'all?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm trying to leave. I left in a shoulder sling. The handcuffs were so tight. Both of my arms were swollen. Both of my feet were swollen. I left in a shoulder sling. The doctor or practitioner for University Health saw me, documented all that, gave me the shoulder sling.
Yeah.
I had sprained my shoulder, rolling over it.
Yeah.
And, he said, you want to go to the hospital? You want to go home? I said, I'm going to go home. And I went immediately to the VA hospital.
Yeah.
And the PA over there saw that, documented in my medical records. However, I made one tactical mistake back in 2018.
What was that?
And I can admit that. I made 7 sentences that changed the course of my life to do it.
7 sentences?
Yeah, 7 statements. Let me see if I remember them correctly. I said, I'm a disabled veteran. I started with, I said, I'm a black man. I'm a disabled veteran. Federal official. I am highly educated. I am a family man. I have not been arrested. I have not been convicted of anything in my life.
Okay.
I have not been arrested in this county. I have not, something along the line of, I think it went, I am a black man. I am a disabled veteran. I'm a federal official. I'm highly educated. I'm a family man. I've never been, I believe I said arrested in this county. I've never been convicted of anything my entire life. And you all just almost killed me in your unlawful detention. I'm filing a multi-million-dollar lawsuit. That last statement.
That you're filing.
The lawsuit.
And
that you're coming after them.
Yeah. In hindsight, I can, now I've sued the shit out of the county, the states, and they're doing everything they can to still try to cover that up. However, I stated it, and I didn't file right away because that was the first. 3 weeks later, right?
Mm-hmm.
Remember we were just talking about that corner of my house, a Starcrest?
Yeah.
That Enterprise?
Right.
Okay. So, mind you, I just went through this traumatic experience.
Right.
So on the 22nd of September 2018, I was doing yard work all day long.
Right.
I do. I just got back from overseas. I'm still getting treated for my neck. I just almost died. So I'm kicking low key.
Yeah.
One of my buddy, no sir, he was like, hey, don't go out. You know, just chill. At that point, I'm looking for contract. I'm like, you know, maybe I just need to go back overseas type shit, right? I was literally like, okay, maybe I'll just try to get contract go deployed to Middle East or something.
You trying to take your mind off all that stuff. Yeah.
So I'm on the yard all day long. And then nighttime, I'm like, you know, let me just go to this jazz lounge. I'm looking dapper, red jacket on, fedora on. And I go to the jazz lounge on San Pedro, right? I chill, kick it by myself the whole time, sip one or two, and then I'm looking up contracts on the phone. And I'm driving back. Sometimes the luxury that we have, right? My Mercedes has a push brake, the push hold, right?
Yeah.
I'm sitting at that lights, Enterprise, right? I'm like, you know, I should get something from the gas station before I go. So I push that brake. The body is a machine, right? You get so tired, your body does what? You need rest.
Yeah.
And I'm there, and then the officer shows up. Conductor DWI, stop. Okay? I was gonna make this left, my house right here, right?
Yeah.
I'm literally looking at my house 1 minute. Like, you know where the Enterprise is, you know where my house is from the Enterprise.
Right.
I'm looking, I told him, I'm like, dude, I've been born yard all day long, I'm tired. He's like, yo, you remember the DWI stop and all this stuff, the charade, okay? Well, he tries to do the field sobriety test. I have bad knees. This was before they put me in a wheelchair. E-brace, I've had a metal rod jammed into my right knee.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't know all that. Tries to recite the alphabet. Like, dude, how do you remember the alphabets backwards? But I've never drank.
Right.
So,
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But they imply that in their authoritarian mindset that you're giving them a hard time.
Right.
Ask me 10 a.m. in the morning to recite the alphabets
I still
backwards.
can't do it.
I still can't.
Yeah.
A sober person, most sober people can do.
Most sober people might even skip the alphabet or not say the authorized letters. So
My pastor couldn't do it.
there you go. So he takes me down.
The Lord couldn't
And the Lord couldn't help you either.
So he takes me downtown, and you know they do the booking, and as soon as I get there, the same guy goes, there goes that motherfucker from the other week, and races.
Really?
I shit you not. Damn, slamming my head into the wall, bending my fingers and all this shit.
Oh, he was waiting for you.
He literally said, you know, it's funny how these words have been burnt into my memory.
Right.
I'm probably going to be an old grandpa someday, telling my grandkids, you know, back in Bay County.
Yeah.
Like, grandpa, how do you remember this 50 years later? That's what traumatic experiences does to the brain. It just sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He says, there goes that motherfucker from the other week. And he just ran. Boom, slamming. He's bending my fingers. He's doing all this shit. They tried to do a blood draw, an unlawful blood draw. Later on, I was identified as a female. They didn't test that blood up. So like, I shit you out. Hold on. Look. When I say this shit is ridiculous.
Oh, he got documentation.
They did not test the blood until like end of 2019 or some shit. But let's keep that on hold.
Wow.
So they basically just beating me up again, right?
Yeah.
And then they make a report. Oh, he said he's going to put a bullet in my head. Wait, what?
Oh, so they just fabricating more stuff.
They charged me with retaliation. That was the first felony. An alleged retaliation. Now, retaliation, technically under the penal code, and I used to have this penal codes memorized, is, you know, basically retaliation. We all know what retaliation means.
Right.
Tit for tat. You did this to me,
Yeah.
I'm going to do that to you.
Yeah.
While you're beating me up, how can I retaliate against you while you're beating me up? Okay? But for what they put in the report, okay, made it to where, oh, and if anything, other threats, but they say retaliation, right? That was the first felony. Remember 3 weeks earlier, I just said I was going to sue it.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
They
yeah.
know they busted my face open,
Yeah.
right? Okay?
So Mama, that just lets me know that when you said that, they had that conversation.
Oh, they
Hey,
called it higher.
you see this motherfucker again, we going at it, basically.
Exactly. So now that was the placeholder. Now let me explain where a felony charge comes into place. It's something called a heck bar in the state of, well, technically federal, right? It's something called a heck bar, which means if law enforcement officials assault you
Mhm.
and you try to sue them, all they have to do is file a bogus criminal charge against you, and that creates a heck bar. I don't remember. I think it's heck.
It's almost like a stalemate.
It is a stalemate. It's not almost.
So what does
So
that do?
when you
That
sue
that
them-
lets them throw everything out, or
Right.
what is that?
No.
That makes me even.
No, it doesn't. It stalls it. So when you sue them in federal courts, they're gonna say there's an underlying criminal allegation tied to that incident. So you first have to go resolve that incident, technically, before you can sue them. Later on, I found out that's false because technically there's always a bypass. Even the Constitution,
Right.
even federal laws get changed.
Right.
But it's a placeholder because the average case takes over a year, right?
Right.
And
Most
then-
people are gonna give up.
most people don't give. And the other part is this:
What's it called? Heck bar?
a heck, HECK, and there's a 2-year statute of limitation
Right.
to sue for each incident.
Okay.
Now I'm giving these details because it's very intricately tied together, right?
Right.
So they charged that first felony on September 22nd, 2018.
Okay.
But the main thing they held on to was the alleged DWI. Back in 2018, DWI was charged as a Class B misdemeanor for whatever level they put it at, right?
Right.
Mind you, they did a blood draw
Which
that was not tested and identified as female. So now they falsified the charge.
Okay.
But either way, they charged it as a Class B misdemeanor. When they finally prosecuted that misdemeanor 4 years later, on September 27, 2022, they prosecuted it maliciously as a Class A misdemeanor. So now that placeholder is in place. On September 22nd, 2018, they took me to the 6th floor, Bexar County Adult Detention Center. People that know of the 6th floor know of the 6th floor. I was in that first cell and I saw his bald head. That would be of Javier Salazar. I called him by name.
Oh, yeah.
He came up to the 6th floor. I mentioned a lawsuit 3 weeks prior.
Right.
The sheriff, this was the middle of the night,
Right.
came up to the 6th floor in Bexar County Jail, came to make me. I need to go see what he looks like. Oh, that's him?
Yeah.
And I called him out. I'm the type like, oh, I see you. Javier Salazar, do you see what your deputies did to me is what I said to him.
Yeah.
Right.
And I was pointing to my lips. And he just kind of walked.
You told him that.
I did say that
Right.
to him.
What'd he say?
He didn't say, he just walked past.
He didn't want to hear that.
Of course he didn't want to hear it.
He
Yeah.
just wanted to mark you.
He just came to mark. He just came to make like, okay, that's him, okay. And I said that. I said, you see what your deputies did to me? And I was pointing to my face. So he just kind of walked by, left. But now that was September 22nd, 2018. Okay? So, I'm hanging out with this same crazy chick that's tied. That's the glue that ties all this together, right?
Yeah, you still hanging out with her?
Well, I was hanging out with her. She has 2 kids for me now, so.
Oh, well. Doing a whole lot more than hanging. But anyway, go for it.
These are called hanging and banging.
So we were hanging out there,
Yeah.
and then and sometimes people recognize vulnerability and they exploit it. You know, I almost died multiple times, and heck, when I came back from overseas, she was treating my neck.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, yeah. She hold a special place for you.
Yeah. I say that because that's the time we were just starting to hang out and what's not. She was the one that invited us downtown. So really, sometimes it's like, wait, if I didn't go downtown to go hang out, friend.
And none of this would ever happen.
But it's not a matter of playing a blame game because part of why I was sitting on that pavement, the motherfucker didn't answer her phone.
Yeah, there
You
you
see what
go.
I'm saying? Had she answered her phone, this is where we're at. Okay, I would have walked in. Now, come to find out later on, motherfucker was up to other businesses why she didn't answer the phone. So she wanted to eat a cake and have it. She said,
Right.
nice, Wale, got some bread. Oh, okay, I'll just get some money. But she was still wanted to be in the street like, chick, I'm not trying to play lover boy. That was the initial part of it.
Yeah.
So come December 2018, comes to my house, sees a red car in front of my house. That's a buddy of mine, a Nigerian dude. Whose car is that? I'm going to break the windshield.
Oh, my God.
She sent the text. I'm literally showing Buddy something on my phone, right? The
Yeah.
text comes in. I'm like, what the fuck? So I open the front door and she walks in. And the dude just looks up from the phone. He read the text because it came in as I'm showing him and looked at her. He's like, please don't fuck up my car.
Yeah.
You'd think the sheer embarrassment would have cost her the stop. That day I said, don't call me no more. Don't text me no more. Don't come by my house and don't stalk me.
Yeah.
I've never
Yeah,
used the
you
word,
saw that red flag.
I saw that red flag. I've never used the word stalk with a female ever.
Is this before or after she was pregnant?
No, this is before.
Okay.
No, right, but no, it gets very interesting.
The story.
No, trust me. No, we're tracking.
You know me. I'm
so
trying to John a Cocker with this thing. You know,
So-
see
so
how I can help
sometime-
it out.
sometime early 2019, March 2019 to be exact, right?
Yeah.
I get in a fender bender in front of my office, Homeland Security. My last appointment was Department of Homeland Security.
Oh, okay.
So-
Okay.
It's daytime, nobody, and my car's just. I'm like, hey, come take me the VA hospital.
Yeah.
That's where he looked back in. Because
Okay,
after that whole
okay.
early 2018, early 2019, I kind of cut her off. Like, okay, this is, I have a career, I have a life to protect. I have young kids and whatnot. So, she's just crazy. And I found out other things she was into later on, and drugs and all this shit. But she hid it from me, knowing if
You
didn't-
would cut her off.
exactly.
You was already cutting.
I was already cutting her off anyways, right? So that kind of wiggled back in. Come March 2019, she wants to go party with her ex. Yeah, like I said, she always wanted to eat her cake and have it, right?
Oh,
Right.
of course.
Yeah. So she proceeds to lose her phone in my house and proceeds to fuck up my house. I'm talking about smash my window, drag my whole entertainment system down. I called SAPD.
Oh, she one of them.
She one of
Okay.
them. Yeah, she really is one of them. I kid you not. So, and I already saw the red flags, but, as guys, and one thing I did say that I also admit a mistake that I made early is there are certain things I should have handled.
But what is that? But here's where I'm at.
Yeah, loop that back into
I'm trying to loop
our
it back. I'm
story.
trying
Yeah.
to loop it back with you because, okay, so we know that you have, this female, she off the chain, whatnot, but
Make sure to join us for part 2 of the story of Olawale Lagesh, where he dives deeper into the behind-the-scenes tactics and the connections used against him. Be sure to like, comment, follow, and share this video to help get it out to as many people as possible to share this story. Until next time, this is Chuck Jones, and thanks for watching.